Stanley Arts has partnered with Raze Collective to deliver a queer arts development program in Croydon, championing South London LGBTQ+ artists. From early 2023 to spring 2024, a number of artists have taken part in workshops, developed new works, and performed at Stanley Arts.
Collide was a transformation of Stanley Arts, filling the space with queer art. 10 artists, performers, poets, filmmakers, DJs, visual artists, and everything in between shared new pieces of work in this experimental building-wide takeover. My name is Alma, artist and performer. So I made a kind of immersive installation piece called Our Father Figure, Who Art in Heaven, the nightclub. So it was a shrine to George Michael. I was exploring queer spirituality and connection, coming into like Stanley Arts as a space and having the freedom to be like, oh, actually, where could this shrine be? And kind of working with the technicians and producers to be like, actually, we could go here, here, and here. And just having like space and time to like breathe and think about it and be supported to do that. So in terms of like kind of cultivating like queer art and queer spaces like in South London, in Croydon as a borough, I think is quite important. I think we're everywhere, and I think people should be given the space and opportunity to have that everywhere.
In late 2023, Stanley Arts announced the 4 companies that were to be awarded £5,000 to develop and showcase new work. These artists came from a breadth of artistic practices, from dance to spoken word and theatre.
My name is Stevenson. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a writer and performer. I'm working on a piece called Finding the Right Words, thinking about neuro-queering artistic form, which is a long sentence to say I have dyslexia and ADHD. So it's really the beginning of thinking about how I stop fighting that part of myself and how I start following it. And I'm doing it in a very ADHD way because it's a show made up of 45,000 different things. And I really want to invite neuroqueer, neurodiverse, and neurotypical, and those that don't know what those words mean into the space to talk about it, because it really needs to be a collaboration, I think. The Queer Arts Commission, I cannot tell you the difference that it's made being part of this program. I got PhD funding through this period of time, which was in part the spaciousness that it gave me to think about what I wanted to do. We got Arts Council funding to fund the project's bigger development over the next year. So instead of this being the end point of the Queer Arts Commission, this is the beginning of a much bigger project for me that I think will probably last the next 3 to 5 years. It's really nice to have a commission that isn't just like, here's some money to do one thing, but actually here's an investment in a longer set of ideas and projects for you, and we want to be part of that journey for you.
Hi, I'm Danny Bailey. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, a filmmaker, a performer, and writer. The piece that I've been working on is called Finding Olokun, which is a play which I'm really excited about. The Queer Arts Commission has supported my work greatly by giving me the space to explore music and sound, work with actors, work with an amazing director, have space to share and to rehearse. It's been incredible. It's been an incredible journey, and it hasn't just been like a week, it's been like months and months of like development. And it's given me a stronger sense of like what the life of this play can look like moving forward. So yeah, definitely a platform and a space to explore. And since moving to South London and developing my practice in South London, and particularly at Stanley Arts, because this isn't the first time that I've developed something here, there's a lot more space and opportunity to develop. I feel more nurtured as an artist than I ever have done in any part of London that I have resided in or worked at.
Sweet Beef is a queer theatre collective. We're queer-led, we're working class-led, and we create work that is form-breaking, but talking about topics that we find to be particularly important, both within and outside of the queer communities. And we do it in a way that's camp, that is fun, and that makes talking about these sort of issues slightly more pleasant, we like to think. Crying Shame is a brand new piece of promenade work that looks at the idea of loneliness and the shame that comes with it. It's been devised off a series of interviews with people about how they experience loneliness and what that feels like within the body, but also how, I suppose, people aren't acknowledging that they're feeling lonely. Queer Arts Commission has supported our work so much. I mean, we got a commission fund, which was really, really helpful to add on top of our ACE application that we got to make the show. So that financial contribution was so amazing, but also the support from the staff and the ability to use the building to create a piece of promenade work.
There's so much we've learned from being involved in this commission. I think the commission and working in this building has completely shaped what the show is. So we knew it was going to be a cabaret that then broke down and you saw inside the minds of these lonely characters. But then being here and being in the main hall, we then were like, yeah, that made us be able to think about what the cabaret could really be, and then these spaces really influenced what the show was and became. And I don't think we definitely wouldn't have been as ambitious if we hadn't have got this commission. I think for us, like, being here, like, actually just the building and what the building means to Croydon, like, as we were making the show, because we've been here so much, the mix of different people that come in and different groups that use the space, and it just feels like such a community hub, which I think felt really important to us, making a show about like loneliness and connection, that we were making it somewhere that was actively kind of trying to do stuff to fight loneliness or be somewhere where people do meet.
But like Stanley Arts has just been so encouraging about asking us at Sweet Beef to dig into what we want to do and really supported us to create that dream.
One really wicked thing about doing it has been that we were doing it with lots of other artists at the same time. So we've had a few like touch points where we like interacted as a group, which I feel like for us, we're quite a new company, and to be able to work with artists who are working in different mediums and a bit more experienced than us and seeing what they do and how they do it has been really inspiring.
I think like this experience has been so kind, like from everyone has been so kind in that, and like the benefit of having that kind of space and why it's so important. Yeah, that's like a slightly emotional answer, but I think like that commission allowed us, I think the commission and the support and the care that we were given really like opened my eyes to how deeply important that is and how beneficial it is for the work as well.